Everybody is going to be ideologically on the same page. Everybody is going to be moving into an era of peace. There was a video I previously did that got a lot of attention. Some of it was negative and some of it was positive. There were Christians who really hated what I put out. The video was called "The New Testament Teaches Jew Hatred." You can go check it out if you haven't yet seen it. And it spoke about how there are anti-Semitic undertones inside of the New Testament. And I gave very specific passages as well as historical context. And the people who went back and researched it with a pure heart, with intellect, some of them actually repented and left the church. Some of them left idolatry and returned to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And there were others of them, though, who they couldn't bring themselves to doing that. And they started coming with all kinds of justifications. And we will address those in coming videos because we only touched on the very, very surface of how the New Testament teaches Jew hatred. The New Testament is believed by Christians to be this lovey-dovey, delicious book. People believe that Christianity was spread. They like hugs and kisses and wow, we love you so much. That's not true. It was more like this. Today, I just want to bring one verse to your attention that you probably haven't noticed before. It's in Luke chapter 19, verse 27, where Jesus ostensibly is giving a parable about somebody who goes to be over a kingdom and he's rejected by his followers, or the people he wants to be his followers. And in verse 27, he says, "As for my enemies who reject me as king, bring them and slay them before me." Bring them and slay them before me. And yet you wonder why the church has such a violent history. Yet you wonder why there were crusades, why there was an Inquisition, why most of the Nazis were either Catholic or Lutheran, why Hitler said he was doing his duty as a good Christian to exterminate the Jewish people. The church has a very bloody history. In fact, it is so bloody that the bloodiest war in history was fought by the church, Christians against Christians, the 30 Years' War. That's the way it's always been. Christianity has been a vile religion that was spread by the sword. It's a kind of religion that if you don't believe in exactly the same nature of God as another iteration of Christianity, the historical reaction was to just slaughter another Christian. And of course, Jews. I mean, Jews are like vermin. Go ahead, just slaughter them all. That's the way it's always been. But if a person had a different belief in the Trinity, right? They didn't have exactly the same belief as another version. Well, just kill them off. Take them to the stake. Burn them alive. They were Anabaptist. Kill them all, right? That's the way it went. The New Testament fosters hatred. Yes, there are some nice lovey-dovey messages, but it's not consistent throughout. And it's just a thin veneer over a book of hatred. Christianity is responsible for the death of countless people. Countless people have been slaughtered in the name of Christianity, because that's what Christianity is. It is a false religion that is so full of hatred. And yes, you might be a loving person, and you might look for excuses about how this Christian Bible teaches loving messages. But if you really get down and you study it, the veneer falls apart. The facade falls down. And you begin to see what it really is. When you begin studying, when you begin really getting down into it and you break it down, you see that the message is not consistent with the Hebrew Bible. It's a book that has taken the information that was given at Mount Sinai to the Jewish people to spread to the entire world, and it manipulates it, takes it out of context, abuses it, and mishes it with Roman paganism. Christianity does have a purpose in this world. Christianity fulfilled the goal of spreading the concept of a Mashiach, of the Messiah, to the world, even if they got it very, 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 very wrong. At least the world is waking up and listening. But now it's time to learn what the Messiah actually is. It's time to learn who the God of Israel actually is. It's time to learn what the Bible actually teaches. You see, the Bible teaches that the real Mashiach is not going to come to bring the sword, as Jesus said. The real Mashiach is going to come and speak peace to the nations. He's going to rebuke them. He's going to cause them to take their tools of war and pound them into tools of agriculture. That's what the real Messiah is going to do. Everybody is going to be ideologically on the same page. Everybody is going to be moving into an era of peace. You see, a religion that has to resort to widespread bloodshed in order to get people to convert to it and believe it, it should tell you that there's something very wrong there. If you're a Christian currently, I give you 2 jobs. Go research church history. Go see how much love is really there. Because as they say, there's no hate like Christian love. And the second job I give you is to go learn what the Hebrew Bible actually has to say. If you can learn it in the original context, in the original Hebrew, fantastic. There are some great sites, including my own, where you can go and you can see what the Hebrew Bible actually has to say, and about how every single passage that allegedly speaks about a prophecy that Jesus fulfilled was either taken out of context or is a mistranslation on behalf of the translators of the church. You have been lied to. It should hurt. But on the other side of hurt, there is healing. You've been manipulated, you've been played with, and it's time to get past the pain. It might take some struggle, but you too can return to the God of Israel, and you can come into the era in which the true Mashiach will come. I'm looking forward to those days with you.